I'm awesome, amazing here. All right, so we're going to talk about some things that are going on, and we're going to communicate with what's kind of been going on so then we can kind of help the people that are in the community because we know that there's a lot of people that are like, hey, can you help? And can you help us with this situation? I would be glad to. Let's see what we can do to present ourselves. Okay, so we were last talking about communication and what does it mean? What does it stand for, right? What's been going on in your brain? You might be feeling traumatized. You might be feeling scared. You might be feeling like worried, anxious. A number of questions are changing. But here's the funny thing that a lot of people don't know, okay? Nicotine is no longer going to be sold in flavors. It's going to be in tobacco flavors, okay? Cigarettes, that's what's going to be going on. Now, if I ever ended up doing that, what would end up changing in my life? Not a single thing, okay? So I just wanted to communicate, like I said. So if you can see this, okay, that's what's going to be selling more than just regular grape juice and stuff. And there is a warning on it. It says, warning, it may end up being addictive. Nicotine is addictive. Cigarettes. So what are you going to do deep inside when you have all of these emotions? You don't know what to say. You have nobody to speak to. You feel lost in your head. You don't have your friends that are near. And everybody just seems to crumble down, right? We got to make this one quick because we don't have a lot of time. We're just going to prepare everybody for what's coming next. So, like I was explaining, there's not going to be any more vape juice or nicotine in that kind of sense. There's going to be cigarettes. There's going to be all sorts of things. Now, there's not only going to be, your closest nicotine is going to be salt nicotine. That's the closest to any kind of regular nicotine. But a lot of people are like, what are you talking about? Why did you give up on it? Why did you stop smoking or what? Well, I haven't stopped smoking. The thing is my whole cabinet is full with nicotine. Now I could show you, but it would be really rude because a lot of people don't have it. Okay? So the communication is this is going to be your new nicotine flavors. Okay? Warning, menthol may not be even existing. Okay? So there'll be regular cigarettes, there'll be beer, because a lot of people are saying that there's not going to be beer by the end of 2024. Well, it was all just made up by some people in my life that think it's funny to make up stories. So I last communicated about I was going to go back to therapy and communicate with my therapist. Well, Allie's not even her name, right? But Allie is the only person that I seem to connect with. The person that is named Allie. But some people are like, who is this therapist? Why don't you show her face? Why don't you pull up a picture and show us? Well, the sad point is I have a picture, but I don't have time to play people's games. Okay? So whether I show you the picture of who this person named Ali is, it's not going to change anything. It's actually going to put you in a position to where there's going to be reasons. Okay? So I just thought I would pull this verse up and show people that redemption can really end up changing your perspective. Okay? So that is Matthew 3:2. If you even look at it correctly. There are some different things that are going to be said. This is what's new about me. So if you ever go to the store and you're looking for Taco Bell and you're going to make it at home, better end up coming up with a solution of how do I do this? How do I make it? I just thought maybe I would point out some funny quotes here. But these are going to be all the new movies that are coming out that are preparing you for the rest of the summer. Okay? So, if you know what it stands for. All right, so let me pull up a picture of what she looks like, and let's see if communication is going to be the best standards. Now, this is not what she really looks like. It is just what I imagine this person to be named Allie. I don't know why. Like I said, this is a therapist that I communicated a long time ago, and I've been speaking to her for over 3 years. Well, like I said, this is what I think she looks like in my mind, but I have no clue what she really looks like because the name is actually changed. And if you look at her, you might think, oh, well, maybe this is the one. But for some exact reason, this is somebody that I watch. Here's another question. And there's also a little question at the bottom. So, who likes Stitch? I know that a lot of people like Stitch, and a lot of people like Love. Now, when you first look at this, you're going to be like, well, what is going on in this person's head? There I am in the stands waiting for to be chosen. Here I am, within seconds, about to tackle someone. Here's a picture of what it looks like to be happy. This is what a picture of what it looks like to be happy. Okay? But I'm being 100% sarcastic. So if you take that as an offense, well, go for it. It's just the way it is. This can help you go to the bathroom and relieve gas and spices that are going in your body. That includes chili, cheese fries, jalapenos, tamales, and tolitos, which is another way of saying Spanish food. This is what I took to go to sleep a long time ago. It's a bottle of sleep cough syrup. This is a real movie to watch on HBO on Hulu. Okay? When you first watch this, you will spiral out of place in a matter of seconds, but I recommend going to this channel, watching this movie, and seeing what it means to be a mistake. That's what I got told by somebody. I'm not going to tell you who because it ruins the surprise, and there's no bandage on vape juice. There's bandage on the nicotine levels. Okay? So there's still nicotine. There's still a lot to end up preparing for. But one thing you might want to key in. And all the other nations will see your ways and say in their heart, what other nation? But like I said, nicotine is a very addictive thing that will either kill the person or put them in a position to realize that they don't know. So then I went on a freak out moment for a while, and then I started playing basketball. And, even though that we won one game out of the two, 11-22, because people, we're trying to be reasonable because this is a special Olympic kind of sport. So we're basically communicating that we gave them 11 points because a lot of the people that we're working with they have a little bit of there's just a pain. Okay, sometimes you want to feel bad for loved ones. Sometimes you want to feel bad for friends. And for anybody that I have broken their heart, I have let them down, or if I've left them in the dust, or don't know why this just keeps going on, I keep having stomach pains like crazy. I'm trying to communicate as much as I can. I want to make sure that everybody is taken care of. I'm trying to put my mental health on a pause button and look at it this way. Somebody at the vape shop that I'll be going to get the cigarette nicotine, which is, like I said, it's salt nicotine is the only one. But there's not going to be any more mint. There's not going to be any more mint flavors when it comes to nicotine. There's only going to be regular cigarettes. There's going to be alcohol with menthol. There's going to be candy. There's going to be sugars. There's going to be all sorts of new changes. But when I say cigarette smell, I'm saying tobacco flavors are going to be 100% the new nicotine. And I'm definitely going to go down with it. Now, I don't know how long it's going to be. I don't know what's going on with that. But what I do know is it went from having regular flavors of regular vape juice to cigarettes, okay? And if anybody is trying to quit smoking, it is difficult. And if anybody is doing drugs and they refuse to acknowledge that they have a problem, they need to make sure that they talk to their mother and father. And why I say that is because recently I had there was an open discussion about if I had a mental illness. And when this person asked from the vape shop if I had an illness, I quoted slowly, I don't have a mental illness. I just kind of get overwhelmed when they're not selling enough nicotine or vaping devices, whatever. And I've never lied to someone. I've always let them down. There's a difference. Lying means that you've deceived them into believing that you're going to do something for them. And deceiving them is another part of letting them down. Now, I don't know how much longer that we have on this planet, but here's something that I kind of have been thinking about for a period of time. Do you ever think within the next 75 years to 100 years that we're going to be in heaven? Yes or no? And if you say yes, then you're guaranteed. You know that you've never lied, you've never stolen, you've never cheated, you've never sinned, you've never done the 10 commandments, the 13 commandments, the 613 commandments, whatever. But if you said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to acknowledge when I need help. Okay, like I said, it comes back to the vape shop person. When they said, do I have a mental illness? And I told them no. Everything went better. Everything was better. Okay? I don't have a mental illness. I don't have a struggling problem, but people are going to give you pills, devices, nicotine, whatever it might be, to fill in drugs, to fill in the empty gap. And sometimes the last 3 weeks when I'm in church, I'm not only thinking about one of my best friends, if they're okay or checking up on them. I'm making sure that they are taken care of because, yes, we're going to have quiet time. And what does that mean? That means it's disrespectful to start texting someone in church. Now, here's another big example, because I know that a lot of people are trying to work on this. What can I possibly do when I have broken someone's friendship so far down the line and they don't know if they can trust me? What does it mean for a serious relationship when there's not a single person in this world that wants a serious relationship with a man and a woman? People want to end up having sex with a man and man. And the culture is coming to a position to where they're going to admit everything that you do on this planet is good. And there's no such thing as this person or that person doing any wrong. But here's another example that I've been learning and I've been thinking about. I don't need to do drugs. I don't need to continue drinking, because I can be 100% an alcoholic and never come to a complete stop. Okay, so what possibly can I do in this lifestyle when I've broken everybody down, I've told them off, and there's not a single normal person in this world? And then randomly down the road, you see there are good times, and there's always going to be difficult times. And the difficult times, we may want to die, we may want to fall, we may want to hurt ourselves, we may want to jump off a bridge, whatever. We may want to jump in the middle of the road. So within, I would say, last Thursday, I'm just communicating if I can remember the date. Yeah, on the 27th, a little bit after 10 o'clock at night, I thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to take my precious time to get home. Well, then I get up on this bridge that's 5 to 10 minutes down the road, maybe even 45 minutes. And I'm thinking, hey, you know what would be the best gift for everybody is if I just end it all. My plan was to jump in front of a police officer car and just wait and see what would happen. But here's the example. I just got out of church 2 hours before that, an hour before that, 45 minutes before that. Why should I have to kill myself or hurt myself if I know that it's wrong? Why should I have people call me an alcoholic when you're choosing not to come to a complete stop? I'm not drinking alcohol at all. Okay, you can ask me sincerely in person, you can ask me out in the street, you can ask me on anywhere out there in the community. And I'm going to tell you, I have not been drinking, but everybody in my life, right? People that are lovers, people that are selfish, people that think that I'm the problem to all their issues. I'm not the problem to their issues. I'm the problem to my own actions, and what I do matters on this planet. When I talk about a sexual relationship, maybe I'm indulging because my flesh is going to fail me every time. Maybe I'm going to fall into a temptation of thinking that I know what's better than I'm going to puff myself up with pride and I'm better than my therapist. And they don't even know why people want to kill themselves half the time. 99% of the time, it's because there's a substance behind the line. There's a substance behind the line of the person. So in their mind, in their life, in their story, there has to be a reason. So why should I have to give in to my desires? Why should I have to give in to my friends, my loved ones, or whatever, knowing that it's putting me in a position to feel like I need to watch porn? It puts a person in the mindset, hey, maybe I should just watch porn. Maybe I should just pick someone up at the bar. Maybe I should just go somewhere. But when you don't have an answer, You don't have an answer from God. You don't have an answer from your family. You keep denying Him. You think that you know what's best. You keep getting aggressive. You keep fighting. You keep pushing trauma upon your family. And then you think for 1 second or even a long 5 minutes, have I done anything wrong to him? And if I have, where did I fall? Where did I mess up? Where did I need to grow up? Where did I need to step up to the plate and say that I'm sorry? Right? Family are going to end up fighting. It's just part of life. I've watched so much Lucifer in the last 2 months, in the last month and a half, right? There is not a single thing that is wrong with the show. It is wrong with the person that believes that they're going to know that they're going to be better than God, right? Here, my only best friend, my one and only best friend that I communicate with and I can talk to, and he doesn't question me at all. He wants to, but he gives me a hard time. He might give me some shit for this or that, but he's never going to tell me that I've messed up, right? His switch and his brain switches really quick. Now, my only friend is in prison, and my friend does not deny me. My friend doesn't lie to me. My friend lets me know how it is. He lets me know the medicine I have in my cabinets. It's not good to take. He tells me I should just live however I want. He tells me I should drink this beer or that beer. And, sometimes down the road, you just want a beer. It's okay to have a beer. It's not okay to get drunk. And if you're talking about a brother or sister. But see, I also have been doing things, and I've also been lying to my exact, getting told that I can't speak to my therapist. So getting told that I can't speak to him, but I can still go into this position of say, okay, I agree with what you're saying, so what can I do? What is the positive response that they have been treating me like a dog? They put me in a cage. They think it's funny to put me where this vending machine is. I'm basically no more than 15 feet away from it. Or if you even want to do math questions here, it's about 5 or 10, no more than 17 steps. No more than 10, no, tops is 10. But 17 might be the max if I clued it out and did the straight walk or the 9-step walk. And see, when nothing comes through, things are going to be changing. So why should I have to do something if I'm embarrassed? Why should I talk about loved ones knowing that they've done nothing wrong to me? Why should I talk about my therapist that has done nothing wrong to me? Why should I talk to Matt? Why should I talk to Matt? Matt's just somebody to write down information and then to communicate with that person, and that's it. And he maybe gets he might give you more chances, he might not. But here's the biggest example that the percentage of the correlation of what's happening with this change in society is it's okay to do something. It's okay to have sex with the same sex when I'm not going to say anything because I need to get my head straight. I'm not here to tell you that it's wrong. I'm here to tell you that my story, I used to be gay, but I'm not anymore. And I can tell you that is not something I need to do. It's okay to have that one best friend to talk to here and there. But when people are constantly battling and fighting and treating you and see, when I told Brittany things, it's an instant. She just knit. It's like she's like my mother. It's an act. She acts like a parent somewhere, but she's not my mother, and I know that. So I treat her like a like a person in society, like somebody that I can connect with. She's somebody that I can be vulnerable with, and she's somebody that will tell me if I've done something wrong. It doesn't matter what the day is. I go in there, she will tell me, and she will say, "Why did you do this?" And she doesn't put you on the spot instantly. She communicates with it and then puts you on the spot. So give or take about 4 minutes. She's told me to calm down. She's told me to stop being overwhelmed because I've been on meth and drugs and constant battle. Because when you're in a battle with meth, I'm going to show you guys something that is new. But for some people, for me, I'm so used to it. It's just second nature to me almost. Now, let me figure this out, right? Because there are people that are going to do meth. There are going to be people that are going to be doing drugs for the rest of their life, and some of them it doesn't kill them. Other times it will kill them within one hit. And sometimes people overdose so many times that they still are living, and they don't know how. I mean, it must be a blessing from God because there had to be a reason. But let me communicate with you that this is not something to play around with. I got some friends that are doing drugs and that should deserve to end up trying to get treatment, but they refuse to do treatment because of situations and circumstances that we're all facing, which is we don't want to give up a drug. We don't want to give up nicotine. We don't want to give up our alcohol. We don't want to give up a relationship that is going on. We don't want to lose someone that we love, but it's just a matter of time of how long. So here's the different quotes. About a person's brain. So these dots here is what happens to people that do meth. Issues cause the head to say that you need more. Okay? And if you're walking through this, you're pumping, depending on what you were actually communicating with, you could be pumping 1,000,000 ounces of a certain kind of meth that won't kill you instantly. But if you drag it out for years and whatever, that's planning what I'm doing, right? But if you look at this and you said, that is exactly what I look like. This is exactly what I do. This is the good one. This is what happens to affect it. It messes up with the brain, and then it comes down to all these different names. All these different names here, and it affects every single possibility in your mind. Okay, I've learned that over using as many times as I have. Okay, I go back to that vulnerable space. I go back to that empty spot. I keep going back. I keep attacking myself. I keep beating myself up. I keep saying I'm never going to be able to make it, but then I just don't. Right? That is just a certain possible thing that can happen. But the thing is, it's affecting the mind and it's affecting the brain. And when it affects you, it messes you up, right? Our parents, our aunts, our grandparents, parents before us, people that are 100 years, that were born 100 years ago, some of them are just a little bit of a change. I cherish people. I love people. I'm willing to go and take enough time to get to know them. And even then, you're pumping X amount of meth into your drugs. Into your body. I can tell you, you will not be the same person. There's times that people would rather just flick it one time in their arm or put it in their body. And their arms turn into what is called a very dark place. Okay? Methamphetamine is here. You flick it. You're putting stuff into your body. You flick it here. Their arm looks like a beat up trash can that just threw up on it, that there's a bunch of poop and shit on it. Sorry if I'm cursing. I'm just trying to make a point that the longer that a person does drugs, the longer you can have happiness, but you have to do it higher doses every time. That's why I have so many bottles of juice, is because I went from bottle to bottle because I just flipped out. I just thought, hey, cool, nothing is going to change, so I might as well just keep doing it. And now that I got into a point where it's fine. Because I'm not doing it as much as I did. I was going through a 100-ounce bottle here within a matter of 2 weeks. But now that there's not going to be that kind of nicotine, like regular Skittles flavors, like any of the grapes, there's going to be a certain flavor that they're going to put in it. And it's going to have that kick. But we don't know if it's going to be banned for good or if it's just in the process for now. The miniature pods they're trying to get rid of those. They're getting rid of all the e-cigs. They're getting rid of a lot of things. And the reasons why they are getting rid of all this stuff is because children that are just being born are starting to do any kind of nicotine, any kind of cigarettes. I can tell you the population will move right back to cigarettes, and they will say, yeah, cigarettes are good for you. But then when you end up in the hospital, you're going to start questioning, was this a good thing? And you're not even 18 yet at that point. Who knows? Have you ever had someone blow up your phone so many times a day and all they care about is having sex with you? If you haven't heard that, a lot of people have. It's a big red flag in a relationship, friendship, or any kind of thing that you do. But with this one friend of mine, they would communicate with me on a 100% different level. They would ask me to do drugs with them, and when I told them I can't do drugs with them, they were fine with it, with that simple answer. I'd rather just have a cigarette, okay? It's fine. But what do I have to say to end up getting happiness? What do I have to do in this world to find that one joy that brings me happiness? It was nicotine. It still is nicotine. Now it's these miniature little cases of nicotine. They're miniature packs of, it looks weird, but it's nicotine patches that you put it inside of your cheek here, and they're about $10, maybe $15, but it's totally worth it because the more that you buy them, the more you're going to see nicotine free. There's some of them that don't even have enough nicotine in them. Some people do a 0.06. Some people do a 0.3, but it's mainly 3 and 6 that I know of. And the highest it goes is a 1.9, 2.2, or 2.4. 2.4 is the highest, same as with salt nicotine. I don't recommend you coming over and doing something about it, but there is a population that every population, even in the Ukraines, by June, they're supposed to get rid of all of the nicotine flavors. So whatever is going on there, that's between them and God. I can tell you at the end of the day, you can mess up your life during the day, but what matters is what happens at the end of the day. Are you going to church? Are you loving your family? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you moving forward? Are you making sure to sleep? Are you making sure to get exercise? Are you making sure to go to the hiking trails? Are you making sure to go and see that new Minecraft movie that is amazing? I recommend it because it's amazing. Now, because it's the most amazing movie in the last 13 years, I know it took them 13 years to come up with a movie. I will communicate with you guys about different nicotine and whatever, but we are at the end of our show for today. We just want to make sure that you communicate. And here's one thing you might want to take in for everybody. What is the number one thing that you want to do before you die? Is it going hiking, traveling? Is it going to spend a relationship? Is it getting pregnant? Is it moving forward in life? Is it making sure to love your grandkids, whatever it might be, the best you can? What about this? You can put all of your time and energy into one thing, and that's God. Okay? God's going to give me energy every day. It's just the way it is. He's going to give you energy as long as you believe that he died for your sins, was buried, and rose again. That's the whole picture. That's all you got to believe, that he died for you, that you realize that you're wrong, and you're willing to repent and realize that he died for your sins. Sins is lying, deceiving, going out of your way and cheating on that relationship, going out of your way to let go of someone, going out of your way to think that you should have multiple girlfriends and wives, whatever it might be. And here's one more thing. God's more powerful than the worst kind of drugs that you could possibly put in your system. He's better, much better. God is much better than meth. He's much better than alcohol. He's much better than nicotine. But we choose to center ourselves down to just having nicotine, pods, cigarettes, beer, whatever it might be. And some people even go to the point of blaming people that love to have energy drinks. Monster, if you looked up the symbols, the claw marks on there, it has to do with something it's a monster. Okay? It's the name of the drink, and there's a lot of questions marks there. But it has to do with a certain level of maturity when you get to that point. You can still go to heaven by drinking energy drinks, but you're believing and you're giving in to the demons. You're giving in to Satan. You're giving in to the people that want to serve him more than God. And number three, finally, what is your biggest regret in your life? And is it love, traveling, not being able to travel? Is it not finding that car or that marriage? Is it not finding that house or that awesome, beautiful relationship that you love? And number 5, for the final thing, is make sure to get some exercise, at least an hour a day in the sun, making sure to take your walks, communicating with your family to say that you are either right and wrong in every possible way, to admit when you are accepting when someone has done you wrong, and admitting that you can't do this on your own and you need somebody like a savior to end up helping you out. Some people say that they believe in God. Some people say they don't believe in God. Which one do you believe? You believe in God, or do you believe in the devil? Do you believe in Satan? Do you believe in God? You believe in God, you're going to have everything is going to change. You believe in Satan, everything will change, but you're going to get to that point of refusing any kind of treatment. You're going to go maybe to rehab. You might go to the hospital. You might feel like you're discomplete. But I'm finally telling you that I'm 100% sober, and no matter what I say, God is always going to be better than relationships. I'm choosing to be alone for the rest of my life until that exact person is in my grips and God gives me the answer if this is the one that's for you. Now, they got to know Jesus, and it has to be a woman. It's just the way it is. Can't be anybody else. All right. Well, that's the end of our wrapping up our revitation, the end of our video today. But if you guys need to know, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Thank you guys for coming over today and joining in, and we will communicate with you in most best way possible in the next couple months. We will be having a new video coming up in May just because of how long I went. So, all right. For anybody that has a relationship with their family, good job, guys. Because I'm very proud of you. You have a relationship with your grandparents, your people in life. Make sure to not take the same advice from me. I made up a story because I was talking about Seinfeld. And my therapist did like me communicating with her. But she didn't like me when I had a weird dream about somebody. Like I've already showed you the picture. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But my whole life is about to change for Jesus. And it did. I was committed. I was condemned by God. God still loves us, even though that things may not go our way. God loves me. He loves you. He loves everybody around here. It was an episode in Seinfeld when Elaine goes to say that she likes someone. That was the touching toe. That was every possible thing you could do. And what I did was horrible. And I take full responsibility for my actions. It's not going to happen again. I've already worked on almost every little part to figure out how to get back into it. But my therapy is going to church. My pills is going to Jesus. And the alcohol I would use, going straight to the scriptures. I've been watching some very good movies, but everything is much better. God never leaves you, and He never forsaken you. And He loves you unconditionally because we are His children, whether we believe it or not. Okay. Just to touch on that, there's not going to be, this is what's going to be available. This is not going to be available. This isn't going to be available. This isn't going to be available. We haven't took a guess, but I will keep everybody updated for what happens next. Good luck, everyone. And thank you guys for hitting that like. I will start having some more videos coming out that will bounce. I hope that everybody takes this away. And to any of my friends and loved ones, I am sorry if I went too far 3 weeks ago to a month and messed our relationship up. And if I ever get aggressive or offensive, just know I've already told everybody what I'm using. Happiness, joy, and completeness in Jesus Christ, because that's the only one. He's the whole reason why everybody gets money. My people have asked me why I don't get a job. My job is to go to church. My job is to help my family and love everybody as much as I can. Take care. I'll to communicate with you guys hopefully in the next month. But thank you guys for the hits. And yes, we'll be having those new. We have a couple of new albums coming out, just in case people are wondering about the songs. They are going to be released. I just haven't been. I've just been working on some. So yes, good luck, guys, and have a great, wonderful day or night wherever you at when you end up watching this video. Make sure to end up going and eating dinner.